Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. As I hit live in all the places, all of a sudden I had a little bit of an accent there, didn't I? What is that about? That's implying that I don't have a Southern accent all the time, right? Let me make sure we are live here. We are live here. All right. Now let me pull this up on my phone. Give me just a second. There we go. All right. We are good. We are good. All right. So I am super excited to be here with you guys this morning and share today's affirmation and journal prompt. And I'm not even sure why this one was popping in my head this morning. It had nothing to do with anything I was listening to. And I had an idea in my mind about what I wanted to do. And then when I sat down in front of the computer, a different thought came into my mind. And I thought, ooh, that's where we need to go. So that's where we're going today. So let me go ahead and get this show on the road, so to speak, right? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and dive into today's affirmation. All right. Every closed door is redirecting me to something even better. Even better. I trust the process and stay open to new opportunities that are meant for me. And so many times we think when something's not working out as we planned, or maybe we had a conversation with someone we thought was going to go another way and nothing panned out the way we wanted to. Maybe we submitted something for somebody to review to become a partner with us, whatever it may be, and it just didn't pan out. I know one of the things that happened to me one time that at the moment felt like, ugh, I had created a program and I thought it was amazing, right? And I even had people that put in these bonus offers with the program. And then I created this workshop. We did several of them. Everybody loved it. Nobody bought, not one solitary person. And I was like, what the heck, And so I reached out to some of the people, did you get value from the workshops? What went on? And some of them said that they got so much shifts in the workshop, they didn't feel like they needed to buy the thing. And I thought, but that goes so much deeper. It really dives in and makes sure that it's a long lasting, right? But nobody bought. And at the beginning, I thought, that means I'm not valuable, right? And then when I had the conversations with them, I thought, okay, well, I have definitely got the value there. I made shifts for them. So what was going on? And from that experience, I had to reach out to all the people who had given me these bonuses to offers. And there were quite a few people because they were really excited about it too. I had to reach out to all of them because a lot of them were like live things they were going to do for everybody. And I had to say, I'm sorry. Good morning, Carrie, that nobody bought. So if it's okay, I'll hold on to this and maybe I'll use it some other time. But it felt like, eating crow kind of thing you hear about, right? And it was admitting that I didn't make a sale, even though people got value from the things that I did in the workshops leading up to it. But the thing that came from that, like it says here, every closed door is redirecting me to something even better. But because that didn't work, I went inward and started looking at, what are my beliefs about things? What is going on in my mindset that maybe was a little off? And so I've been working on that, right? But it also gave me an amazing opportunity to partner up with several other people since then, where that I was doing by myself, right? And so I feel like maybe it just wasn't the right time because I needed to experience working with these other people, which is glorious, right? I wouldn't have had the opportunity because I would have been so focused on that and delivering the program. And these other opportunities probably never would have happened. So it actually was for me that people didn't buy. It gave me an opportunity to really play with what the program is and to decide, what do I want to do from here? But the glorious opportunities to connect with other people and create programs and do things, right, was amazing and still is. So I'm not even ready to dive back into that one yet because everything is so much better. And so I learned through this to definitely trust the process and stay open to new opportunities that are meant for me. And one of the things I've referenced a lot of times when it comes to these kinds of talks is the Garth Brooks song. And it's the only one that I know of off the top of my head when I'm talking about this. And it's a song about thank God for unanswered prayers. Because in this song, he's got the love of his life and he is praying that they stay together. He's praying that this relationship will be the one that lasts forever. He's praying for all those things and it doesn't happen. But then he ends up meeting someone else that he says, oh my gosh, I had no idea it could be this amazing, this beautiful, this glorious. Thank God that one didn't work out. And so it's an amazing dance, this orchestration of things that happen in our lives. So when one door closes, not only does another one open, but it's redirecting us to a door that has something even better. And doesn't that feel so much more delicious than thinking something didn't work out? Let me see what's going on over here. So do you have any thoughts on that, Carrie, since you're here right now? And remember, as you get here, say hello and let me know that you're here. Sometimes I can see you watching, but I would love if you joined in the conversation. And if you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay and join in as well, right? Yes, yes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and, whoops, did I not put this back in there? Let's see. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and go to the journal prompt. I think I'm going to take this off just to make sure it pops in there good. Yes, it does. Yeah, I love that. It sure does. I've had many relationships, just like in the Garth Brooks song, where I was wanting it to be right. And then later on realized, I'm glad that one didn't work out. I got lots of them stories. All right, so our journal prompt is, what is one door that recently closed in your life? And how can you see that one as a redirection instead of a setback? You too, Carrie. I know. And then what new possibilities might be opening up for you now? Because remember, what we look for, we find. So if we're looking to see what possibilities might be opening up for us, what do you think's going to show up? possibilities. Doesn't that feel so calming and exciting at the same time to think as we're seeing what possibilities might be opening up for us now? That is bringing forth even more possibilities that we can see in this moment. It's that magnet, it's just bringing and drawing it in. How exciting is that, right? We have no idea the amazing things that are right here in front of us, and then the ones that are just being pulled in at the same time. I mean, when we look at it that way, how exciting is it that we don't really know, but we're open and we're allowing and we're bringing it in, right? So I'm going to go back to the affirmation. Every closed door is redirecting me to something even better. I trust the process and stay open to new opportunities that are meant for me, because there's a lot of them that we never see, that we are not open to. We've got these preconceived notions about what we're capable of. There's a lot of limiting beliefs in there that hold you back without you even realizing it. For example, yesterday we had a meeting in our Rewrite Your Money Story, which the next one starts next Tuesday, which is the 11th. And so I'll be sharing some links, the link for that. So if you want to jump in, you'll have the opportunity. But it has been an amazing, amazing process. And yesterday we worked a little bit with some of our limiting beliefs, and I helped some of them to really see how these limiting beliefs that they had when they were young, we pulled up like 3 examples for each person. And then we looked at, even though sometimes they could not see how it was still playing out in their lives, we were able to uncover that this something that happened to them when they were like 7 or 8 years old was still ruling the show. And sometimes it takes someone on the outside looking to be able to help you to see that. And once we uncovered that, they could see it so easily that, yes, that has been ruling my life for a long time. And so it was an amazing time. And then I'm working on creating an audio that they'll be listening to kind of help them pull out of that and redirect things a little bit. So it's going to be really, really cool. So if you want the information about signing up for Rewrite Your Money Story, then definitely put money in the comments, and I will send it to you, or you can direct message me for the information. And however you get that, ask for it, because I'm telling you, it can change so much in your life, the mindset. And then we actually have action steps and things to do to change the trajectory of your money story. And so now I forgot why I was telling you that. It had something to do with my affirmation and journal prompt. Oh, it was being the opportunities, right? So just think about, what are the opportunities that you probably don't even have any awareness of, and they're just right here above your head, wanting to come in, right? And it's getting to a place where you're so open and shattering that glass ceiling. You are in a place where those limiting beliefs that you've carried around forever are taking a backseat, baby. They're gone. Maybe you still have a few, because it's like we're layers of onions, right? And we cannot do one process and remove everything, right? That's holding us back. It is a process. We've just tapped in and touched on the surface. And so we're about to really dive in deeper. And so I want you to think about it. How open are you to new opportunities that are meant for you? Do you have like specifications like, I'm only going to take a new opportunity if it's like this, or I'm only going to take an opportunity that is about this thing that I want to talk about? Where are you kind of limiting believing in yourself? Yes. So where are you limiting what you're allowing in? And most of the time, we have little limits that we put out there in our thoughts and our actions, our feelings that we're not even aware of. It's underneath. So it's a good discovery session, right? So put this on your index card, the screensaver on your phone, your sticky notes, put it somewhere that you will see it today, to be reminded that not only the phrase, remember I started with, the old phrase, when one door closes, another one opens, right? But I wanted us to realize that it is not only that another one opens, it's leading you to something even better. That's very different, right? So it's leading you to something even better. Oof. The things that God and the universe has in store for us, if we allow, we cannot even fathom all the amazing things that are there. All right. And then our journal prompt. What is one door that recently closed in your life? Trusting the process. Yes. It can be scary. That's right. Well, the unknown is scary. However, we can look at it as it can be exciting too, right? And I had someone was telling me the other day that if you're not doing something scary every day that is about if you're an entrepreneur especially, to move forward, you're not moving, right? And so stepping outside of your comfort zone, your comfort circle, even if it's just a little toe dip, that can feel pretty scary too. But the more you dip your toe out of that comfort zone, the easier that becomes. And then you just move right on into another comfort zone, right? But even people that have great wealth, and we look at that, wow, they've made it and everything, they're still stepping out of their comfort zone all the time, because that's where the growth lies. And even like learning something new, that's stepping out of your comfort zone, because it's unknown. It's when anytime we're learning something new, that's a step out, right? So it doesn't always have to be this huge grand gesture that's stepping out, right? Thanks for that reminder there, Carrie. So our journal prompt, what is one door that recently closed in your life, and how can you see it as a redirection instead of a setback? How can you see it as a redirection instead of a setback? And now when you're doing this, because what I recommend is that you get out your journal prompt, you get out your journal or your notebook, you put the date, the affirmation, the journal prompt, and then you take 10 to 15 minutes in complete silence to tap into this inner guidance, this inner knowing, your God voice. And then when the timer goes off, what shows up for you? That inner guidance. Maybe there's more than one thing that's recently closed in your life. And how can you see it as a redirection instead of a setback? And then once you get all of that written out, you just purge everything that shows up. No judgment. Don't critique it. Ah, good, Nicole. Thank you for saying that. So then, what new possibilities might be opening up for me now? And as I said a moment ago, what we look for, we find. So if we're searching our data banks and our emotions and our sphere of the world, right, for what possibilities might be opening up for me now, wow, right? What will show up? I mean, the possibilities are endless. At my Reiki session, she suggested I sit with myself and listen to myself. Yes, that's why I recommend the silence thing, because that's the only way you can tap into that inner guidance, that inner knowing that you have, because we all have the knowledge within us. We're just not bringing it forth. And a lot of times it's because we're not taking the time in silence to even tap in. We've got so much chatter going on in our world. I know people myself who never sit in silence. They always have some kind of background music going on, a TV going, something going on, or something in their ear, and they never sit in silence. And so when do you allow that inner guidance to flow? Never, right? And so when you can tap into that silence, and that doesn't mean your mind doesn't wander around, it does. But when you notice that suddenly your mind is off about something, then you bring it back into your breath. You focus on your breath. And I, especially in the beginning, when I first started doing this, I couldn't find the silence at all. My mind was just everywhere. And what I had to do was not only bring it to my breath, because sometimes I would breathe in, breathe out, and then it'd be off again. And maybe sometimes I couldn't even get into that breath. So what I had to start doing, and this might help you if that's something that goes on for you, is I would focus on sounds so that I would bring myself back into the moment, because that's, you have to be in the moment and silent, right? And so I would label the sounds. Like if I had my ceiling fan on and I could hear it, I'd say ceiling fan, weed eater outside, chimes downstairs, the cat in the corner. I would label things, and then that would just get me back into my center. And then I start focusing on my breath again. And what's interesting is you are focusing on your breath, and then you realize that you've been on a tangent in your mind, and you, how long have I been thinking about this? It doesn't matter. Come back to your breath, right? I feel you there. Some people come in your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. Yes. You go on your balcony and listen to the ocean. Yes, I don't have the ocean, Carrie, right outside my back door, you Miami girl. But I love the ocean, I will say. It's like one of the things for me, like when going to the, speaking of the ocean, is I love the sound of the ocean. I love the breeze. I love the smell of the air. I could care less about sitting out in the sun. That's not me. But I love going for walks on the beach. That really, really fuels me. But every time I've been on vacation at the beach, one of my favorite things is to not only go for walks in the morning before everybody's out, and things are crowded, but I love just sitting out on the balcony and listening to the sounds of the ocean. And I can close my eyes and get into that space so easily, because it is such an ingrained memory in me. And so whatever it is that brings you into the space of the moment, the silence. And when the timer goes off after 10, 15 minutes, and if you can do longer, that's even better, but that's a stretch for some people, right? I even had one client that 5 minutes was a stretch for her. And I ended up having to tell her, when you go to the bathroom, Anytime you go to the bathroom, whether it's to wash your hands, whether it's to use the restroom, take a shower, whatever it is, anytime you step into the bathroom, you're going to take some breath. You're going to just calm down and breathe, get into the moment. And if you can, spend 5 minutes in there. Because she just couldn't find the space to do it any other way. She had so much going on in her life, so many responsibilities that she was stuck. And so once she was able to do that, then we were able to stretch it out and she could take time for herself. And that is when the inner guidance, the God voice shows up, right? So what is one door? And there's probably more, but what is one door that recently closed in your life? And how can you see it as a redirection instead of a setback? Because it is, right? What new possibilities might be opening up for me now? Ooh. I would love it if you guys do this, if you would share in the comments or send me a direct message. It doesn't matter what feels most comfortable for you, but I would love to know how this one process helped you to move into a different place in your mind. So I'm going to go back to the affirmation really quick. Where are we on time? Okay. Every closed door is redirecting me to something even better. I trust the process and stay open to new opportunities that are meant for me, that are meant for you, right? And then what is one door that recently closed in your life? And how can you see it as a direct redirection instead of a setback? What new possibilities might be opening up for you now? After I lost that friend, different opportunities started to appear. Yeah. It is amazing how things like that happen, right? So I have so many examples of that in my life and things that I was so disappointed that didn't work. Like I shared about that program that I offered, right? I was so disappointed that didn't work. However, the amazing opportunities I had after that blew me away, just blew me away. And I would not have been there for those opportunities if I had been doing that program. And so that program was probably going to show up at some point where it's going to be the perfect time. But that wasn't it, right? So just because something didn't work doesn't mean it's not viable at all. It means it's not the right time, not the right person. So be open to the new possibilities. And like I said, something that didn't work out at some point, it might show back up to where, oh, now this is the time that this is what I'm going to do. Just put it in the back burner, right? So trust the journey, because what's ahead is even greater. Doesn't that feel delicious? Because what's ahead is even greater. All right, guys, this has been fun. I appreciate you guys being here and playing full out with me, sharing your stories, your insights, your little tweaks of things. And like I said, I would love for you to share in the group or in the comments in the group how this has worked for you. You're welcome. And I'd also love, I left a federal government job in October. When walking to work, I heard dead men walking. Ooh, yeah, I remember that from the Green Mile. I would have been let go with the current administration. I was under a year, so my position would have been cut. Yes. Isn't that amazing? I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Nicole. So you have an amazing day. Trust the journey. What's ahead's even greater. And I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. And I look so forward to sharing with you again. Mwah. I think my guides were gently warning me, and not only did I hear them, I listened to them. That's the thing too, right? Yes, that's the thing. When we can't if we don't take any time in silence and getting in touch with our inner guidance, we don't even hear those voices. We don't even hear that direction. So, I love that you did that, Nicole. I love that. All right. So, like I said, trust the journey. What's ahead's even greater, and I will see you tomorrow. Mwah. Love you guys.